Well, good evening or good morning, wherever you are in the world, I guess. Gav here. And I just, I've had such a good time um, with all the teaching we've done and all the live um, stuff we've done for you, trying to help you with your polo. And I just wanted to have a bit of fun this evening and chat to you guys. And just before I carry on, please do let me know if you are if you go onto this live broadcast, and just let me know you can hear what I'm saying and also where you are listening from. It was absolutely stunning the other day, just doing the last live we did, and just seeing people from all over the world. I've had my grandchildren here for the weekend, and they were just looking and saying, Kulu is a Zulu word for granddad. Kulu, people are listening from everywhere. And it was really fun, and super to hear from you all and see you all. I see Nigeria's on line here. Aliu, good day, mate. Lovely to have you here. So can you, and just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me and everything is good there. So we've dived so much into all the serious aspects of polo, but polo's also brought me some amazing fun over the years, and I just wanted to share some of those stories, and was hoping that many of you have got sort of similar funny stories to share, and that you would get onto Facebook and let us know the things that have amused you, the fun you've had, horses that have given you trouble and how you've sorted them out, and players that have given you trouble and how you've sorted them out, and just the funny things that have happened to you through your life, because I remember going to England for the first time, a little South African boy, going to play there. And my first game was against a lady called Claire Tomlinson, who is really renowned worldwide for what she did for polo, because she really got ladies polo off the ground, and she was really tough. And when I look at the Open these days, the ladies Open, I'm looking at these girls playing now, and my goodness me, they do play, and they are really tough, and they ride well, and they hit the ball well. Well, I arrived in England, this little South African boy, not used to playing against the girls, and I thought, well, I've got to sort of be a little bit gentle here. And I went into the first ride off and ended up round my horse's neck with my nose between its ears, and Claire just thumped me out the saddle. And I thought, hello, okay, this is different. And that was my sort of introduction to Claire. And we friends for many years. We did a lot of business together with my polo sticks. So that was the rude sort of awakening and introduction into the world of ladies polo. So that's just one of the stories, and I'm hoping a lot of you have similar stories. And I wanted, I was working at that point for one of the best three players in the world, Eduardo Moore, they called him Eddie Moore. He was 10 goals. And he had this amazing, what I'm running now in Egypt, an academy there. And he had a 7-goal, coach called Daniel Debrient. And I'm now in contact with his son all these years later, which is really good fun. But Daniel was 7 goals and an excellent coach. But this Indian Prince arrived, Rafiq, and he wanted Eddie to coach him. He wanted the 10-goaler to coach him. And Eddie was just the naughtiest guy you've ever met in your whole life. And he was really quite he didn't want to do the coaching. That wasn't what Eddie did. So anyway, Rafiq had gone off to Vijamil, the mallet manufacturers, and bought himself, I think, like 15 brand new Vijamil mallets. And Eddie got a hacksaw and just sort of weakened them just above the head there, and put it down so you couldn't see they were sawed through. and he put like 10 or 15 balls on the back line and said, okay, Rafiq, come on, hit the ball, let me see. And after every shot, he'd hit the ball and the head would fly after the ball. And Eddie would say, Rafiq, what an amazing shot. You're just breaking the mallets as you hit the ball. You're hitting it so well. And Rafiq was pleased, and Eddie got out of having to coach. So that was just something that stayed in my mind all these years. So I'm not sure if any of you guys can relate to that, because polo is very serious these days. And, you kind of play and go. There's nobody sitting on the edge of the field having a beer after the game. And I love that side of things, and all the nonsense that's talked there, and people really pulling your leg about something you've done stupidly on the field. Do let us know if you've got any of those stories. So when I was back in Matatiele, living there, running the farm, a friend of mine who farmed next to us played at the same club. And the one day we were playing, and his horse's bit broke. Okay, and there were two fields next to each other with a clubhouse between. And this horse just took off, obviously with no bit in its mouth. And after it had done a full circuit of both fields, and now it's done a second circuit, and as it's coming back to do the third circuit, my mate is now absolutely exhausted, and he doesn't know how he's going to stop this horse. So he tumbles off on purpose, trying to sort of fall gently, but there's not many gentle falls at that speed. And anyway, there were flying arms and legs and dust and everything. And at the end of it all, he'd broken his arm. So we loaded him in a car and took him off to the nearest hospital in town. And they set his arm and got everything sorted out. And that was great. So the next morning, we were down on what they call the flats. And it's bitter cold down there in winter with frost everywhere and all of that kind of stuff. And I looked over the fence, and there was my mate farming next in the camp next door to me. And I said to him, how's your arm? He said, mate, don't worry about my arm. He said, my backside. I said, what do you mean your backside? And anyway, he'd been wearing these nylon jeans. Okay. And in the fall, at home in that area, the frost gets the grass absolutely brown and dry, tinder dry. And he'd skidded across the ground like this, and these nylon jeans had caught a light and burnt this big hole in the side of his butt cheek here. And that was much sorer than the broken arm that was now in a cast. And that wasn't giving him any trouble, but this burn, and it was deep. Wow, you can't believe what these nylon breeches had done to this poor guy's backside. So anyway, that was just another kind of, I don't know. I don't think only the jumping and, the very serious riders wear those these days. It seems that we all wear white jeans, and they're not that nylon stretch material. So hopefully none of you have experienced the same thing. So do let me know if you're online and if you are listening in on this, and please do share any stories that you've got. Let's have a bit of fun, because we're going online tomorrow again, just to finish off this series of teaching. And it's been very intense, and we're going to be answering any of the questions you've sent in live tomorrow. And I know that Rob has scheduled that. But this was just a bit of fun, and just to share a few funny stories with you guys. So back in that era when we were growing up, we had a wonderful club, lots of really good players. And we had in amongst these players the local priest who loved the polo, but he was not a very strong player and had never scored a goal in his whole life. So anyway, at a hit out, I can't remember who hit the ball, but he hit it, and it lodged under the priest's horse's tail. And obviously, as that ball went up there, the horse clamped its tail down. And the old padre looked around, realized what had happened, and set off for the far goal, with everybody chasing the hell out of him, trying to stop him. And he was going to score that goal. Whether he hit it through or rode it through, he was on his way to go and score a goal that he'd never scored in his life. So it was hysterical at the time, I have to tell you. We were laughing so much as he rode off at speed, and everybody trying to catch him to dislodge this ball from under his horse's tail. It really was really, really special. And yeah, so the last sort of humorous story I didn't want to chat for long tonight. I just wanted to get online and just get you guys to sort of also look at polo and realize that it's the most amazing vehicle to have fun. And if you don't get too serious about it, I mean, obviously you're turning pro and doing those things, that's different. But if you're a club player and out there, look for the fun. It's there, and play as hard and as well as you can, and follow all the stuff that we've been teaching you. But do try and find the humor in it, because it does make for really good fun out there on the polo field. And do please let us know any of your stories that might have some humor attached to them. So the last story that I just wanted to share with you was two very special mates, and they were best friends, but they gave each other hell all the time. It was always this bicker, and it was done with the greatest friendship in mind. So anyway, we go off to a tournament, and these two are playing in the team I'm playing in, and the one guy is a bit short of horses, so he says to his mate, "Have you got a horse you can lend me?" He said, "Yeah, yeah, sure, take that horse over there." He said, "But it does bounce a bit." So he said, "No, that's fine. I don't mind if the horse bounces a bit," and get on. And we're playing this first checker, and I hear this voice from the back. He said, "Malkin, this horse isn't bouncing, it's well nigh bucking." And you could see this guy hanging on, and this horse had bounced so much that it bounced him out the saddle. He'd lost his stirrups. He was hanging around the horse's neck. And oh, it was fun days. And really, the polo then it was good. But there was so much humor involved, and so many people doing crazy things and playing tricks on each other. I really miss those days. Polo's got very serious now, and I guess with the cost of polo, one has to be reasonably serious about it. But I do miss the fun, and hope that all of you do have some fun out there on the field, and that you do tease each other a bit and have a beer afterwards, and really have some fun. So this evening was just to share some funny stories with you. There was no teaching involved. We will get back and answer your questions tomorrow evening, and Rob and I will be doing that together. So from me, just I hope that your polo is fun, that you're enjoying it. And most of all, I hope that all the serious teaching we've done is making a difference to you, and that it's making sense to you. So enjoy and have fun, and we will chat again tomorrow evening.